Hello everyone. In this video, we'll be going over fraction rules for review for Math 0662. We'll start with multiplying fractions. If we take two fractions, a over b times c over d, what will we get? Well, when we multiply across, over the top and over the bottom. So our fraction should look like a times c over b times d. As an example, if we have 3/5 times 7/4, how will our fraction look? Well, we multiply across, 3 times 7 is 21, over 5 times 4, which is 20. That's about it for multiplying fractions. And now we can take a look at dividing fractions. If we use our same first example, a over b, but now we're dividing by c over d, how will this look? Well, one great way to divide a fraction is to change the sign to multiplication and then to flip the fraction to make it d over c. We call it keep, change, and then flip. Keep, change, flip. So we can rewrite this as a over b times d over c. Our numerator will be a times d, and our denominator will be b times c. We can take an example, 8/5, and divide it by 4/5. Well, we can rewrite it as 8/5 times 5 over 4. 5 over 5 is 1, or we can do it the long way. 8 times 5 is 40, over 5 times 4, which is 20. Our zeros will cancel out, and we'll get 4 over 2, which is just 2. And that's about it for division. Finally, let's look at adding and subtracting fractions. In order to add and subtract fractions, we need the denominator to be the same. So once we get b in terms of d or d in terms of b, then we can add and subtract them. Let's take a look at an example. 5 over 6 plus 3 over 4. Well, we need our denominator to be the same, and the smallest common denominator between 6 and 4 is 12. So to get 6 to 12, we need to multiply the entire thing by 2 over 2, because in algebra we can only multiply by quantities of 1, and then we'll multiply our 3/4 by 3 over 3. We can rewrite this as 10 over 12 plus 9 over 12, and this will give us 19 over 12. We just need to do the same thing with subtraction. Let's look at an example here. If we have 4/3 minus 6/10, how can we subtract these? Well, we need to get common denominators, and the smallest common denominator between 3 and 10 is 30. So we need to multiply both sides to get a common denominator of 30. We can rewrite this as 40 over 30 minus 18 over 30. This will give us a final answer of 22 over 30, which can be reduced if we divide the entire thing by 2 to 11 over 15. And that's about it for fraction rules. Thank you for watching.